Hey everyone, Raphael here at Taming the Orchid. Hope you're all doing well. I just wanted to do a quick video. Somebody had asked about growing in lava rock, and yes, the answer is yes. I do primarily grow in lava rock and in organic media. So I just wanted to do a quick video on that and just answer some questions. So basically, this is what I get. When I buy lava rock, I buy it usually in this size here, and it comes in large chunks. And then I break it down to the size that I want. So I use a hammer, I take it outside, and I just smash it up, and then I wash it off really good to get rid of the silt and the dust, and then I use it. Sometimes I buy this size lava rock, which is already smaller, and this is very convenient too, although sometimes you do need larger chunks. So I will also get this one here, and I will just chop it up to the desired size that I need. I make my own mix, and I've been using this lately, and what I do is I mix leca with lava rock, and this is grow stones, but you can't get grow stones anymore because the company's out of business, but you can substitute the grow stones with pumice stone, and you can, which is really good, and I find this a really good mix, and the orchids really like it. And of course you want everything to sort of be the same size in the components, so I do equal parts of the pumice stone, lava rock, and the leca. And then sometimes I throw in some just landscaping stones. These are just regular stones, as you can see. And I also throw in some other stones. I'll show you some examples with some plants here. This is Cattleya Warneri. I got this back in April. And this is all in lava rock here. It's really established. It's got a lot of roots. And then these are just stones that I got from the Jersey Shore. When I was at my favorite beach, I collected some stones, some beach stones, and I put those in there too, and they're fine with it. They really like it. And so, yeah, I did that for that. And then this one here I got, and I really didn't want to disturb it. You can see it was already in a pot, and but I tried to clean off any of the old media, and I didn't want to disturb it that much. So I just sunk it in this clay pot, and I threw in some of that mix around it, and you can see it's established itself really nicely. Lots of roots. It's sunk right down into it, so, and it's doing really well. You can see over here, this is my Cattleya velutina, and when I got this, because Cattleya velutina, like a lot of the bifoliate Cattleyas, does not like to be disturbed. So I basically just took this over here. I had a bunch of this stuff, and I chopped it up into big pieces, and I wanted to create a lot of airspace between the roots here, so that I was very careful not to disturb the roots. And I just kind of put the plant in there and carefully put the lava rock in. So there's just plain lava rock in here. And the plant has established itself nicely, and it's going all over the place, but it's really established in there, and it's even putting out new roots again, which is a good sign. This one back here, you can see, is in lava rock and leca. So I just kind of mix it up. I do whatever I think is best for the plant, basically. And you can see that it's really grown down into the mix. It's got a lot of roots, putting a lot of new roots. So it's really liking that. The plants just love it, actually. Here is my tropical point orchida. You can see that it was in a smaller pot and outgrew the pot. And now it's in this bigger pot. And if I can get closer to it, I'll show you. And I just put large chunks of lava rock around it, and some of the sea stones, as you can see. And it's done phenomenal. It's growing all over the lava rock and into the sea stones, and look at all the leads in there. There's probably like 7 or 8 leads in there. So there's that. And I'll show you one more example over here. This is my Cattleya percivalliana. This is, I put this strictly in lava rock, the smaller lava rock, like this stuff over here. And it's done phenomenally well. It really likes it. It reaches down into the lava rock, and it really likes it. So in terms of pros for using lava rock, I would say that it doesn't break down, so it'll never break down. It's inert, so it doesn't affect the pH either. You really can't overwater with it. If you use it in clay pots, it will dry out quickly. If you use it in plastic pots like this one here, it does retain water, and it does soak up water. It doesn't get soggy, but it does retain enough water to last for a few days. And I find it just retains just enough water that the plants really like it. It's not soggy, and the plants seem to really enjoy it. You can reuse it, but there's a caveat there, which I'll tell you about in a second. and it's relatively inexpensive. Like, you can buy this at Home Depot, Lowe's, or a big store, or you can buy it online too. Amazon has it. They usually sell smaller bags, but if you want a bigger bag from like Home Depot or construction store or whatever, you can just buy a big bag of this, and it's relatively inexpensive. You'll just have to have a little bit of effort, and you just have to spend a little bit of time hammering it down to the size you want. But other than that, it's relatively inexpensive. Now, in terms of cons, it can dry out very quickly if you use it in clay pots. But that's not a bad thing if you sort of have a plant that doesn't like to be too wet. Like, there's certain Cattleya species that don't like to be too wet. So if you put it in a clay pot, you can water relatively quickly and frequently, and never worry about overwatering. There's also, it tends to build up salt. I find with lava rock, you really have to flush out when you water. Like, every single time you water, like, really flush out the plants. You can avoid the salt buildup, because for some reason it does have a tendency to attract salt buildup. So that's one of the cons for sure. Also, I did say you can reuse it. However, that being said, the caveat there is that you can see here, you can see that root. The roots just cling to lava rock like no tomorrow. They really love it, and they cling on very tightly. So when you're repotting, you're going to break roots if you're not careful, and unless you're going to sort of break off the roots, you really can't reuse it. Although it is reusable, but technically speaking, you're not going to be able to pry the roots off of there, which is easy anyway, because another pro of this is that it makes repotting very easy. I've started using all plastic pots, and I find that with the lava rock, it's just very easy. You just pull it out and you just pop it in a new pot and fill in the sides with new lava rock, and there's really never any rots or anything like that. So that's my experience using lava rock. That's primarily what I grow with now, and I really enjoy it. The plants are really enjoying it, and they're all doing really well. Here's another one, the tiger lily. You can see it's just in big chunks of lava rock. It's growing like crazy everywhere. And there's another one there with the mix, some rocks thrown in. So yeah, the plants are really liking it, and hope that answers your question about growing in lava rock. And have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching again.